Hey everyone. I would actually like to take a couple minutes to comment on both of the prompts. So, the first prompt that asks about the responsibility we have to teach the students to be self directed learners. This was pretty meaningful to me, and it's becoming more and more evident to me each day that that is where we should be focusing our time and our attention instructionally in the classroom while we still have the opportunity and have elementary kids on site. And I've really been thinking about how to incorporate those executive functioning skills, the soft skills, and that's led me to consider how we can continue or how we can begin to incorporate those skills into our class meetings and have them focused aside from the SEL curriculum that we know we're required to use, but also how are we incorporating that, self-direction, self-management, and the self-reflection piece. And so I really kind of perked up when I heard the suggestions of having visuals, sentence stems, vocabulary, using strategies that promote equity among everyone. Also, when you're asking for feedback from students. And so I'm looking at my notes here. We've been focusing a lot on walking kids through how do you use Seesaw? How do you click on the links? How do you watch the video? How do you record yourself? And then we feel like kids are really prepared now when they go home or they're in a quarantine situation to just fully access all of the functionality of Seesaw. But the big picture and where we've really been missing the mark is kids are completely doing that with our support and within the confines of a school setting where they have multiple outlets to get help, to have modeling. But once they get home, again, going back to just this simple environment, have we walked kids through and taught kids about how to set up their own learning environment if their parent hasn't done that for them? What do you need in your home learning environment? What tools would you want to have access to? What do you want to be cognizant of as far as what's in the background and distractions? And then how do you organize that area? What are some of the resources and materials that you're going to need? And what do you do if you don't have those resources and materials at home? How are you going to find access? How can you brainstorm, be creative, think outside the box on using manipulatives? Do you have Cheerios? Can you use food? Teaching kids that you could use the shower wall for a dry erase board if you don't, if you're really wanting to work out a problem or try to explain your thinking. I think we fail to recognize, that when we imagine our learning environments at home, middle class, we all have all the supplies that we need typically, and as teachers too. But we fail to recognize that we are really creating biases by not providing all students that training and helping to grow their executive functioning skills by planning how they'll execute virtual learning at home. And then the second question on teachers who are most successful in the virtual environment, why are they so successful? And is it always about the technology? I have found, and what I feel to be true, is that it has nothing to do with the technology. I think we would all agree that some of those same skills that our students might be lacking are the skills that the adults have to really propel learning, those self-management skills, all the executive functioning skills. They're able to self-assess and self-reflect. And our teachers that are the most successful in a virtual environment are the teachers that are organized and they're self-motivated and they think outside the box, they're idealistic. They understand how to promote soft skills in students. And the barrier of a screen or not having kids in front of them in class, they don't look at as a challenge or something that's blocking their ability to be able to excite and teach kids. And they're the teachers already that are using multiple strategies in the classroom. And then they just adjust and figure out how to continue to use strategies that motivate kids, but in a virtual sense. And I think the teachers that lack technology skills, or who say that they're not able to do this because they're not very tech savvy, I think that most of the time is just a what's the word? A front, or just kind of a cover for the person who just really doesn't want to take risks, or doesn't have the skills, or doesn't know how to take risks. And that's an important piece too, is that you have to be able and be willing to take risks if you're going to be successful in a virtual environment. So, okay, those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Bye.